Let's talk about your top 5 defenses that I might can target in my fantasy draft.
Well, T, we know defense wins championships. So I'm going to start with number 5. And yes, it's the one-man wrecking crew. The defensive player 3 times over, but he has some help by Whitney Merciless. And you know what? If they can play the second half of the season, in the first half of the season, taking the football away, limiting teams from scoring points, they can possibly stay in the top 5. This defense is going to get better with some help with Jadeveon Clowney if he can stay on the football field. Number 4, Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it seems like for the last 4 or 5 years,
Absolutely.
they've stayed in the top 5. And they've dropped down a little bit, but they got the Legion of Boom, of course. Bringing back Brandon. Browner. He's back in the Legion of Boom. But look for the young kid up the middle. Michael Bennett, he's the guy who controls that defensive front. Ataba Rubin, a guy they signed that controls the trenches too. Seattle Seahawks is one of the best, defense. And they have one of the best linebacker corps in the game. And then the Kansas City Chiefs right here. Anytime you can retain your group of guys in free agency and get them back. You got Barry that's coming back. You got Houston that's coming back. Johnson, Dontari Poe is a force in the middle of that defense. And then Marcus Peters, one of the most young, exciting cornerbacks who led the NFL in interceptions with 8. This defense is going to be real good. He tied for interceptions. So this defense is still good. And get after the quarterback. Talking about taking the football away, they were the best in the league. And this
Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, a lot of people have them at number 1, but they have some missing pieces. I got them at number 2. I think they'll sign Von Miller. He'll get back to form. He'll be okay. One of the best defensive back groups in the entire football league. They can cover guys one-on-one with that pass rush. A lot of teams don't have time to throw the football down the field. They lose Trevathan. They re-sign Marshall. Shane Ray is a young guy that's going to come off the edge and help with the pass rush. And a lot of people question this, but when you look at the front 7 and the linebacker crew and the defensive front that they have, Coney Ealy could have easily been the MVP if they won the Super Bowl on the defensive side of the ball. He'll take over for Jared Allen. They re-signed Charles Johnson. You talk about Luke Thomas, Shaq Thompson. They got guys that can get after people in the front 7. And I know they lost Josh Norman, but they felt like they solved that problem in the draft, drafting 3 cornerbacks. So I think if you got a dominant front 7, it takes pressure off the back end, and they'll be better.
I really like this list, Willie. Let's see if the fans agree with you.
Probably not.
Oh. Minnesota at number 4. What do you think about that, Willie?
Yeah, I like it. It's a great group led by Mike Zimmer, and I think they've spent a lot of draft picks, first-round draft picks, on guys on the defensive side of the ball, and they're up and coming, but they need to do it consistently.
And Panthers at 3 instead of 1.
Well, I mean, they're still in the hunt. You know, I have them at number 1. They're still in the top 3. So, you know, and you got Seattle at number 2, and, of course, what they did in the Super Bowl, they started at number 1.